You know, when you think about superpowers and armies, you probably picture tanks, jets. But what if I told you the most powerful weapon today is actually smaller than your fingertip? That's right. Today, we're diving straight into the chip battlefield.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. I want you to forget everything you think you know about global power. Seriously, what if the most important battlefield in the world isn't about land or oil, but about microchips?
Because that's really the heart of it all. The future of power, it runs on silicon. It's a wild thought, but everything, nations, economies, our whole way of life, it all depends on this one material. So to really get a handle on this, we've got to look at what you could call the invisible engine. It's this technology that's just everywhere. It's so woven into the fabric of our daily lives that we don't even see it anymore. It's like the air we breathe.
And it all starts right here. I mean, literally in your pocket or your hand right now. That phone you're holding, it's basically a supercomputer. And that's only possible because of tons of tiny little chips all working together.
And it's not just phones, not by a long shot. Think about your car. Doesn't matter if it's gas or electric. That thing is packed with hundreds, sometimes even thousands of chips. They're running everything from the engine to the music you're playing.
But then we level up. We're talking about the entire AI revolution. You know, things like ChatGPT, self-driving cars, all of that game-changing tech, it's all fueled by the most powerful, most specialized chips anyone has ever made, period.
And it goes even bigger than that. We're talking about stuff that's literally out of this world. The chips connect these huge satellite networks that give us global communication, GPS, you name it. It's the invisible infrastructure of our modern age.
So what is this magic stuff anyway? Well, it's called the semiconductor. The simplest way to think about it is this. It's a material, usually silicon, that acts like a tiny microscopic on-off switch. Now imagine billions of those switches flipping on and off at incredible speeds. That's a microchip. That's the brain inside pretty much every piece of modern tech.
Okay, but here's where the story gets really, really interesting and complicated. You'd think a chip gets made in one factory, right? Nope. The reality is this incredibly complex journey that crisscrosses the entire globe.
It's basically a three-step relay race. First up, you've got the design. This is like the architectural blueprint for the chip. That brainpower is concentrated mostly in the US and Europe. Then, that blueprint gets handed off for fabrication. This is the insane part. Super complex, crazy expensive manufacturing where they etch the designs onto silicon. And for the final leg of the race, the finished chips are sent off for assembly and testing, which happens mostly in Asia. It's a truly global effort.
But all this complexity, this global teamwork, it's also hiding a huge vulnerability, an Achilles heel, if you will. So you have to ask yourself, in this massive global system, where's the weak link? Where is the real power actually hidden?
And that question brings us to the absolute heart of this whole thing. It's what's known as the silicon choke point. Think of it as the one spot in this entire global chain that's so concentrated, so critical, that if it fails, the whole world economy could be at risk.
Okay, get ready for this, because this is the mind-blowing part. We're talking about the most advanced chips here, the bleeding-edge stuff, the ones that power the future. And as you can see, a staggering 92% of them, 92, are made in just one place, Taiwan.
Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. Over 90% of the world's most advanced, most important chips are made by one single company on one single island. This isn't just a supply chain anymore. It's more like the entire world is walking a tightrope and we didn't even know it.
And now that the world is waking up to this incredible vulnerability, well, it's kicked off a whole new kind of arms race. It's this frantic, high-stakes scramble for who gets to control the technology that will define our future.
And you've got two main players in this game. On one side, there's the United States. Their goal? Secure their own supply chain. They're trying to do that by blocking tech exports and spending a ton of money to make more chips at home. And on the other side, you've got China. Their goal is totally different. They want to be completely self-sufficient. They're pouring massive amounts of state money into building their own chip industry from scratch.
But look, this isn't just some abstract chess match between superpowers. The stakes here are incredibly real. For you, for me, for everyone. So what actually happens if this super fragile system finally breaks? What happens, when the chips are down?
Well, to put it bluntly, it would be a catastrophe. We're talking global economies grinding to a halt. Communication networks could just go dark. Hospitals would run out of critical equipment.
The assembly lines for cars, for laptops, for everything, they'd just stop. Even military and defense systems would be compromised. The simple truth is, our modern world just cannot function without these chips.
And all of this leads to one final, really crucial takeaway. This isn't some far-off conflict we need to worry about in the future. No. In a lot of ways, this is a silent conflict that is happening right now, reshaping our world as we speak.
Because the next global conflict, it might not be visible. There won't be soldiers or tanks in the traditional sense. It's already happening, right now, in the tiny, microscopic pathways of a silicon chip. And the biggest question of our time might just be, who's going to win?